You are way closer to going full-time trading than what you would think, but you probably haven't done the numbers. Most traders don't, they don't know. They've not worked out what's the account size, what's the percentage return, how much money do they need put aside. They don't know how to work this out. Well, in this episode, I'm going to be sharing with you some insights, some tips, running you through our funding program and explaining to you how close you actually are to hitting 7 figures. You're not as far away as what you think, but there's certain things that you need to have in place so you know how you can get to those incremental milestones. I'm going to be giving you some hacks, an overall thought process about the industry, and you're going to know by the end of this video exactly how you're going to get to 7 figures. Right guys, so I'm just gonna dive straight into this video and we're gonna keep it short and sweet. Your goal is to scale up, quit your job and make money. This is why you started learning to trade in the first place, but you need clarity. Firstly, what I want you to do is understand how much money you need to go full-time trading. You need to know the number. As a really quick tip and a hack, go through your finances, work out what your outgoings are. That is your self-sufficiency number. So let's say, for example, it's 2K. If your self-sufficiency number, all of your outgoings, your bills, everything is 2K, your golden number is double that, so it's 4K. Now, when you're going full-time to transition, you want at least 6 months of savings put aside of your self-sufficiency number. So let's say it was 2K, right, times 6, you do the maths, you got 12. So essentially, you need 12K put aside. Then you need to be making sure that you're hitting your golden number based off your account size. So let's say you got a 100K trading account, and let's say it was a 50-50 profit split, bearing in mind that you get more than that. So let's say it's 50-50, and then you're hitting an average return of 10%. On that 100K, you're making 10K, 5K to you, well then your golden number's hit. It's as simple as that, and you've got money left over that you can either invest with, etc., build up your personal account. This is a simple thing, but I can bet you already, and let me know in the comments if you have, I can bet you already you haven't done that. You don't know the number. What you're doing is, you're learning, you're trying to improve, you go and funded assessment after funded assessment, but you've not got a clear structure as to, right, this is how much, this is the average return, what's the recovery process, what if I hit a bit of drawdown, what if I lose my funded assessment, what's the plan for that? So you need to think about holistically how to do that. There's a reason why so many of our traders have been able to go full time. It's because we share this process. We actually help them through this versus you just being left in the dark. You need that support network. You think you're just gonna get a few funded assessments and it's just gonna work. It's not, you've already seen the stats. Why is it that people give their funded accounts back so quickly? Why is it they'll get to 300, 400K and literally go back to zero? They'll reset it. They might have a payout here and there, but how long is that gonna last? Do you really wanna be that person that treats funding firms like a cash cow and you think that's gonna last forever? That you're just gonna keep rinsing funded assessments and that it won't catch up on you? You want sustainability, you want to build a career. You don't want to be just reliant on a few prop firms. This is why we created this in-house. We spent years building this so people can build a long-term trading career. Now I'm about to get into the numbers so you can understand exactly how you can go from 0 to literally 7 figures and what the numbers that you need to hit. Now, let's say you start off with 15K. Once you've hit 7% profit target, you now quadruple that to 60K. Now, we don't give you 1 month, 2 months and force you to hit that return in that period of time. Why? Because you deviate from your plan, you trade under immense stress. It's not actually a reality of how you would trade because generally speaking, you might be going through a sequence. You might take less trades that week or that month. So it's done in a way that sets you up to win. So you stack the odds in your favor in the first place. So let's say you go from 15 to 60, right? Then once you've hit 10%, you're now at 120. So 17% from start to finish, you're at 120, so you're already trading 6 figures at this point. Once you then hit another 10%, so you've hit 27%, you're at 240, you're at $250,000. Once you hit another 10%, right, you're then just shy of $500,000. Then once you hit another 10%, you're at pretty much 960, around that sort of figure. So you're just shy of 7 figures on 47%. So under 50%. Which sounds, well, that sounds reasonable, that's doable. Starting with 15K all the way to pretty much 7 figures, and then after that, it becomes bespoke and you can scale up, and we have everything in place to help you do that. Now, not to mention, when you look at that particular process. Let's say you're someone, and what's our advantage, right? Let's say you're someone who scales up and you've got, I don't know, with some of the leading prop firms, you've got 400K, maybe even 500 or more. What happens if you hit the drawdown limit? Are you gonna go cry to them? Are you gonna go ring them up and say, you know what, I wasn't in the right state of mind, it was unfortunate? Are they gonna reinstate your account? Definitely not, because they don't know you. And that's their model, that's their business model. I get it, right? Yesterday payout, that's fine. However, they haven't vetted you, so they don't know how good of a competent trader you are. They haven't got time to assess all of the trades that you've taken and think, oh, do you know what, this is out of character of this individual. They don't care, you're just a spreadsheet. But with us, you're one of us. We can vet you, we can see, do you know what? They traded really, really well. They were really great trades, and it's really unfortunate that you hit the drawdown limit. You hit an unfortunate sequence of losses. We can look at that and go, if you're on 500,000, we're not just gonna go start at 15K again. We may not start you at 500,000 again, but we can at least start you at multiple six figures, maybe a couple 100K. So right, you start there, we can reinstate and we can work with you, because we understand when you're building a lifestyle and you're incrementally upgrading that, you might have moved out, you might have a more expensive apartment, you might have a car that you want, watches, you might be taking care of your kids. We understand this. It was the whole point that I built this infrastructure in the first place. And you've got to ask yourself, how much is that worth to you? How much is it worth to you knowing that you can literally build a long-term career knowing that someone has your back? This is the advantage that we have that you are not going to see in the industry. I don't care if you're someone who's scaled up in third-party funds or leading prop firm funds and you've got 900K. If you lose that, you're pretty much a zero again. You're starting from ground zero. You do not have the support, and you're so vulnerable if you do it that way as well. You should, if you're doing that, you should be building up some personal capital to at least have that set aside, and you've at least got 6 to 12 months of savings put aside as a buffer. Otherwise, you're putting what I would call unnecessary pressure on your shoulders. But you've got to ask yourself, so let's go back to the example, 47%, and you're just shy of 7 figures. So why is not everyone doing it so quickly? Because bearing in mind, if you're someone who's trading a strategy where you're making 20% on a day or 10% in the morning, well then come and trade our account. This should be a walk in the park for you. You should be at 7 figures in no time at all. This should be so casual for you. Why wouldn't you want it? And why is it, even on other firms, whether it's a 10% profit target, 15%, 8%, it doesn't matter. Why are you not hitting that and then scaling up? Why has it been a whole year if your return on your strategy is enabling you to just bank 10% like it's nothing, like it's a walk in the park? Why are you not trading 7 figures yet? That's the question you got to ask yourself. Now, this is where the brutal honesty comes in. You already see traders that get record payouts will give their account back. Why? Self-sabotage, lack of self-esteem, lack of self-worth. Listen, if your identity level is of someone who is on £30,000 a year, if you start earning more money, God forbid you get a trading account and you get one payout, whether it's 10K, 12K or whatever, you're gonna find a way to not scale that account because your current identity of someone who doesn't feel worthy. So what will you do? Deviate from the plan, you'll take trades that you shouldn't take, and you'll look back and think, why did I do that? After I made some money, more money than what I've made, why am I in this position again? And you go around in circles and circles. This is not my opinion. These are the stats. These are the cold, hard numbers, and you cannot avoid it forever. So if you're serious and you want to level up, you can't just fantasize over this. Why is it, let me ask you, why is it that you can perform in backtesting in a simulated environment, but then not perform in a live environment? So you know your strategy works, you know the numbers are there, yet you can't perform because you don't know how to be composed under pressure. You don't know how to be calm under pressure. So you can't regulate your emotions when you need to make logical decisions, and you make emotional decisions. So this is the part. There's so many layers and factors that you need to work out and essentially wire your mind in a way that sets you up to win in trading. It can't just be, I've learned some psychology, I've read some books. Tell me examples of someone that you know that has read 4 or 5 mindset books and said, you know what, I read these mindset books and I've done, my mindset's on point, I'm trading multiple 7 figures right now. Or I read Trading in the Zone 7 times, I know it like the back of my hand, that I can attribute that to my success. You don't. But guess what you do here? People scaling up on funding, third-party funds, their private capital, investor capital, after going through the Rewired program. You cannot ignore it. This is making the biggest wave in the industry. There is nothing like this that is concentrated that will actually get you the results like this program. It will literally reshape and rewire the way that you think. So you're set up to actually think like a trader. It's not about learning left brain, right brain, and understanding every single thing of the brain. That's overload of information. Most humans, you have to understand, you're a trader. So traders only perform well, and this is already well documented at industry standard, are the best traders in the world. Traders perform well when they've got less things to think about, less decisions to actually make. It should be very simple. So imagine you're now a trader, where you've embarked on this journey, where you've taken a psychology course, you've gone to university, or you're just online, just studying every single thing about the brain. Where has that got you exactly? Absolutely nowhere. And you're in the same position because you might know more about the mind, but you still don't know how to execute. So with the Rewired program, I take you through step by step of actually really tangible, practical things that helps you as a trader, because I am one. I know what it's like. I know what to do because I've done it. And there's a reason why I'm knowledge transferring that to people going through the Rewired program. Whether you trade our strategy or not, you can gain access to the Rewired program. It's helping people set their mind up to think, which is no wonder why they're getting the results. It's as simple as that. My question for you is that what is the cost of inaction? So you might be someone thinking, you know, I reckon I could get 47% and I could get to that 7 figures. Okay, so if you can do that, then what's the cost of inaction of you trying to figure that out by yourself and developing the right mindset? What if it takes you 5 years? Can you afford to waste 5 years in hope that you're going to figure out the formula? Because it's not about knowledge, it's about the concentrated knowledge, it's the layers of the knowledge. The process is the recipe of how to think like a profitable trader. So then you've got to weigh up the cost. What if you're someone, imagine being someone in 2 years' time from now, and you're still not successful. You see other people take a program like this, level up their mindset, change the way that they think, and you can see the tangible difference in their self-image, their worth, just the way they carry themselves, and of course the trading results follow, and that you sat there and just done nothing. You can either be a spectator or a participator. And I can assure you this, people that just spectate are guaranteed to lose. People that participate increase their chances to succeed by 1,000%. Now that might be obvious, yet you'll have so many people spectating on the sidelines and expecting results, feeling entitled just because you've done a few hours. This game is hard on the mind. You have to work on your mindset, you got to work on your emotions. This is why, once you think in the right way, it's very difficult to go backwards. You'll actually be able to do it. So like I said, if you're someone who's just making 20% like it's casual, like it's nothing, you should be able to scale up on our fund to 7 figures like it's no issue. Now, I'm not saying that to be condescending. I'm not saying that to patronize you. I'm saying it to wake you up to think, wow, well, why am I not a millionaire yet? If all these people are making 50% like it's nothing, why are they not multimillionaires yet? It's because there's something in there that will always cap them and stop them. You can't withdraw your backtesting returns. You have to stop fantasizing over these numbers and the Holy Grail. It doesn't exist. The closest thing to the Holy Grail that exists is in between these, it's in your mind, it's in your head. And if you can literally reshape the way that you think, you drastically increase the chances of you winning. So I hope this gives you a wake-up call. I really, really do, because this year we're planning some seriously big things, and you can see why a lot of our traders are scaling up. They're moving forward, they're getting to the next levels. And it's because they know their golden numbers, right? They know exactly how much they need to be trading. For example, one of our traders recently, Thanos, he's just scaled up again. He's moving forward. He has gone through Rewired like the back of his hand. He knows his stuff. His mindset is formidable. So there's no surprise that he's been able to go through it and actually make it happen. Serhey went full-time recently, transitioned to full-time, utilizes all the things in Rewired and mindset, processes, everything, because he's actually thinking and behaving like a profitable trader. And I could just literally rally off so many names. But what I really want you to take away from this video is, firstly, get a game plan, know how you're trading. You're closer towards going full-time than what you think. So you need a plan, you need to know the numbers. And if you're not getting those numbers, whether it's on our fund, you know, any fund, whether it be FTMO, who names it? It doesn't really matter. Whoever you are trading with, if you keep hitting a ceiling and then just going back, you've got to ask yourself, why is that? And how long can you afford to take? Can you literally be there? Imagine doing your yearly self-reflection at the end of 2023 and you sat there and thought, you know what, I don't need to invest in my mindset because you was arrogant in your ego, and you thought, well, I know enough, you know, my technicals are pretty solid, I've read a few books, I know a bit about psychology. You do nothing about it and you self-reflect and you're writing down, I'm not where I want to be again. I'm not trading even 6 figures. I'm constantly losing funded assessments. I don't actually feel like I've progressed. and you haven't actually made it a successful year? Can you afford again to do that while other people actually take action, get involved, and change their life? It's up to you. The resources are there. If you're saying, right, maybe I'm not in a position to be able to commit to that, you can't afford not to, because we're in an arena in which the other people are willing to invest. Other people are willing to sacrifice. Other people are willing to literally wash cars to earn more money to then reinvest that into themselves, because they understand that they are an asset. And for that asset to appreciate, they need to make it more valuable. So food for thought. If you're really serious about this game, you need to make it happen. You're closer towards full-time than you think, but you need a great support network, a great proven strategy, and good people around you that actually have your back.